Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the realest YouTube channel in South Africa. Before we go any further, smash that subscribe button, hit that like button so that you don't miss any more of this great content. You'll be thanking me later here. I'm telling you what to do, you don't want. And then you're going to be crying when you're receiving fake news by your public news platforms. Before you even start to criticize the topic of this video or want to criticize me for the way I've approached this entire matter, you want to tell me that despite the fact that this country is on its knees and did everything it wasn't supposed to do this year, you're trying to tell me it still has a chance at winning this. You're trying to tell me that even after all the nonsense, even after all the feces you have been dragged through, you and your country, after all the feces the government you love so much has dragged you through, you're telling me you still have a chance. You're telling me that after US has imposed its tariffs on you and me and everyone else walking down the street, this country still has a chance. You know it just as much as I do, and the thing we all know is that this country's economy has gone to the ground. It was already on its knees when we were busy embarrassing ourselves in the Oval Office, denying the fact that there is racial tension in this country. The economy was already on its knees when load shedding came around in 2008. The economy was already on its knees when each and every government official was going to Parliament for some very strange reason, going to the Zondo Commission to go and account for their past sins. The economy was certainly on its knees when Trump threatened to impose the tariffs. Bear in mind, he didn't impose them immediately. He could have, but he didn't. He gave us a chance to explain ourselves and perhaps a chance to improve ourselves in the future with our partnership with the USA. He gave us a chance to improve our relations. He gave us a chance to improve our connection with them, a chance to stop taking Israel to the ICJ, focus on our own problems, and finally give the people what they deserve. Give the people what they voted for. Correct me if I'm wrong. And what do? We take USA's best friend to the ICJ. We say screw you to Trump and we continue the corruption. The ANC becomes the GNU and starts kicking out people left, right, and center like Andrew Whitfield and the other young lady whose name I've forgotten, also a DA member. By the way, not to cut off topic, why is it the ANC keeps cutting members off of the DA? Never mind, that's a whole rabbit hole. It's a whole rabbit hole to get into. Could it be the ANC is kicking out DA members specifically because it's the DA who keeps poking them at the back, investigating whatever is going on behind the scenes? We don't know. Could it be the DA is the only one standing up to the tyrannical ANC's reign? Could it be the DA is the only one exposing the ANC to South Africa for what they truly are? Tyrants who want to run the GNU and will kick out anyone who opposes their decisions at any means necessary? I'll leave that to you. Comment down what you think below. Not to cut this off, in case you are wondering where I've been the entire time, you should watch my previous video. And you should watch my live stream with the sneaky former MP Ronaldo host, and then you'll know exactly what happened. I mean, I did say it, so don't come here and act like I didn't say anything. Alright, but if you're here, I'm guessing you already watched that video. Well done to you. Back to the situation. Don't come and insult me and say I hate South Africa because Summer Summit said the economy is on its knees and Summer Summit said the economy is dead now that USA imposed the 30% tariffs, as if South Africa needs the US tariffs because we always were on our own anyway. Donald Trump must leave us alone. Israel reminds us of apartheid. That's why we must take them to court, and that's why we shouldn't employ any of our youth, and we should spend all our money taking another country to the international court as if no one else is watching. Yeah, South Africa can't even employ its own youth. Let South Africa be the angels to take Israel to the international court. And look what that got you. You like being the angel, right? You like being the archangel Gabriel, going to save people there, whereas you can't even save people here. If only the people suffering, if only the kids whose limbs are being blown off in Gaza and Israel knew just how much of a failure the ANC government has become, they would have been crying in despair and not crying with hope, hearing that it was the ANC taking Israel to court. I'm telling you, Genuinely speaking, if the citizens living in Gaza, Palestine, and Israel knew who the ANC was and what they did, they would be crying in despair. Not because of the ANC's actions, but because of the reputation that comes with it. If they knew what type of people the ANC were, if they knew that the ANC was that type of governmental party to keep taking constant advantage of its people, then they'd be thinking, then what's stopping the ANC from taking advantage from us as well? What's stopping the ANC from taking advantage of this entire situation? And then y'all are acting like Trump didn't see that. He saw what was going on and then cut everything. Today, 1st of August 2025, it is a catastrophe. No, I'm not talking about the Lesotho invasion. I'm talking about the US tariffs. What is it? 30%? Could be a 60%. What on earth have you done to deserve any of this? What have you done? I'm talking to you sitting at home. I'm not talking to Cyril. I'm not talking to any government official who was involved in a VBS scandal, a trafficking ring, or any other form of corruption. I'm talking to the 9 to 5 average worker in South Africa, which is you. I'm talking to the unemployed young person, which is you. I'm talking to the old person surviving on their pension. You right there. What have you done to deserve a 30% tariff from the USA? I'm guessing you're saying nothing. You want to know why it's nothing? Because you weren't even aware of what was going on. If YouTubers like myself weren't telling you that they're going to impose 30% tariffs, things will be more expensive, your biltong will be more expensive, your white bread will be 30 rand instead of 20 rand, who was going to tell you? You were just going to go to the random cooler shop in the corner and find out, hey man, these coolers, no. These coolers are trying to rob me. 30 rand. And then they were going to tell you that, I'm sorry, didn't you know the prices increased? Donald Trump is killing us here. And we also want to make money. So you better pay up. You're going to pay the 30 rand for the bread or you're going to leave. That's literally how it is. I don't even want to know how much petrol is right now. You know when a situation is so traumatizing, someone tells you about it and you're like, hey. Please, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Or imagine being a detective, right? Picture this. Imagine being a detective and you're at a crime scene, right? But let's say it like this. Watch this. You're a detective and you were told of domestic abuse happening at a certain house. You were aware of it, you told your team about it, and you did promise the accuser that you were going to go and investigate it. A few weeks turn into a few months, and then about a year passes by, and then they tell you the young lady that was being domestically abused in that home has died now, and they want you to go and check the body and do some forensic tests. You go there and you see guts everywhere and you're like, I don't even want to know. I'm sure some of your partners will probably be like, I don't even want to go there. You can go, because what's scarier is we knew this was going to happen and we did absolutely nothing about it. There is nothing worse of a feeling than knowing you could have done something and then doing nothing about it and then trying to cry when something bad happens. That's why you can't cry about the situation. You can't be in tears about the situation because it's not shocking. It's not surprising. It didn't hit you like a wrecking ball. It didn't hit you like Miley Cyrus going naked on that wrecking ball music video. No, you saw it coming for years. For years, you've been asking for it. For years, you've been asking for equality. For years, you've been asking for stability. For years. And then they didn't give it to you. The people you voted for didn't give it to you. And then when it all backfires, you're definitely not going to act surprised because you saw it coming. So it's not a situation of, I didn't know this was going to happen. It's a situation of, hey, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. I'm just going to go back to work and continue doing my thing because this government does not listen to me. This government does not listen to the people. This government gives zero sandwiches about what I think, about what the guy walking down the street thinks, about what the teacher who's barely surviving in a dirty public school classroom thinks, about what the old person surviving on the little bits of their pension thinks, about what the family whose only source of income is the SASSA grant thinks. They don't care. They don't care. They couldn't care less. They don't care. They don't care. And because they don't care, you need to suffer for that. It would have been different if they're the ones suffering, right? Like Trump trying to sanction them. Cool. But now the tariffs affect us all. In what universe is this fair? In what universe is it fair that the citizens suffer for the government's shortcomings? This is Adam and Eve vibes. We have to carry the original sin because of the sin they did in the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? Now we gotta do this. The government is gonna make some stupid decision. So stupid. You're the one who's left to suffer. Screw them. Screw them. Screw them. And then they wonder why so many youthful people are leaving this country, running away to go and study abroad. They want to get away from all of this. Everyone's always asking, why do our South African smart children dip from here the moment they get the degree? Because they want to get as far away from here as they possibly can. Because you guys are always looking down on us. You never see us as enough. Whatever we do, it's not enough in this country. It's always, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? It's never, what do the young people think? Why is Summer Sambit so crazy when he makes these videos on YouTube? Let's sit down for a second. Let's be humble and sit down. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Let's sit down and shut up and wonder why these young people are thinking the way they're thinking. Let's wonder why these young people are running away. Let's wonder why all these families are leaving South Africa for better opportunities. Why are there so many Afrikaner refugees? What are they running away from? Where are they going? Ladies and gentlemen, these are the questions the USA and the US Embassy have been asking us for years, and for years and years we have failed to answer them because we keep lying. You lie after someone asks you a question, you haven't answered them. In fact, you have gaslighted them into thinking you are telling the truth. And all hell will break loose when they found out you were lying. We lied about the farmers dying in this country. Guess what? They decided to investigate it themselves. We said no, the farm murders are under regular crime. They said nikuluma masimba, we're gonna go and investigate what's going on. And guess what? It turns out it's not a regular crime. And on top of that, it doesn't help that AfriForum is adding more pressure on us. Meaning we have pressure from AfriForum, the guys who've been yelling about this for years and who are completely ignored, and the USA, the big dogs who have the power to break our economy into half. I'm being kind when I say into half. Into pieces is more accurate. South Africans, you need to know when it's time to say no, this is enough. You need to know when it's time to change that voting choice. You need to know when it's time to say, no, I'm no more voting for the ANC in next year's presidential elections. You need to know when to change. Because when you don't know when to change, you will continue to hurt the country that raised you. Look around you. Look at Johannesburg. Look at Alexandra. Look at Hillbrow. Do those places look anything similar to what they looked like 50, 100 years ago? And don't you dare bring the apartheid excuse. You can bring it all you like. The bottom line is, under apartheid, things were cleaner. It was an oppressive regime, yes, but under it, things were cleaner. You want to prove me wrong? Take me outside. Show me the cleanest place in Joburg right now. I thought so. This is the Summer Sambit. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Do you agree with the... Hey, did you hear that rhyme? Do you agree with the... in him saying the US tariffs have completely crushed South Africa's economy? Or... do you completely disagree with me and say we still have a chance? We can just go and beg China and kiss their feet. This is the Summer Sambit, and like always, I'll see you next time.